Hello. 2 Who we got there? Hello. Who we got? Anybody there? Hello. 1/4, 1.5, 2.5, 2.5. And that math isn't going to work. Alright, I see some folks there. Somebody throw a comment up just to make sure this damn thing's working. Please. I see 5 of you with 3 thumbs up. I may have to restart the phone if I can't, if nobody's, alright. Trying to do some math here. There's 1.5, 2.5, oh, 2.75, that's probably going to work. 2.75. Alright, Junior, you're back. Very good. Dave Machero, hello. Alright, guys, I got my phone calls done. Touching base with the gentleman that owns all this stuff that I'm going to deliver to tomorrow. And the visibility is going bad around here. At least I think it is. And so we're done for the evening. And I figured we could hang out for a little while, maybe an hour, and then we'll go ahead and shut down for the night, and I'm gonna go inside and find a shower and some food. I hope. Paula Chardes, hello. Terry Brown. Yeah, Terry, it's been kind of goofy there. I've been watching the radar and everything that I've seen since I left Nebraska. Okay, as far as precipitation goes, and I'm seeing snow, and I'm seeing clouds, etc., etc., but there's absolutely no indication of it on the radar. And so I've been maintaining contact with folks that have got access to TV and such, and so far we're doing all right. And it looks like I'm just going to go. We're going to run over the Cascades to get to Seattle, I think. All right, Paul. Hello, Sean. Let's see. Did I already say? Yeah. Okay. Junior. Yes, I will sleep right here. Okay. This is. Okay, Junior. You live in Brazil. And I'm sure y'all have got. Of course, I'm not familiar with Brazil. I might not be all that sure, but the American trucking industry. Okay, you've got to be able to get in one of these trucks and go from the East Coast to the West Coast, or from Canada to Mexico. All right, and here, let's just do this real quick. Here. All right, see that area back there? That's my bed. Okay, that's my bed right there. It's a full, well, it's a double, you know. If you went to the hotel and there were 2 beds in there, that'd be the size of that bed. And then there's also a bunk up top as well that generally we don't use. because me and Curtis got so much luggage when we go to the races. We throw our luggage up top there, and then here. All right, you've got all sorts. Here, hold on, damn it, I'm sorry. Let me think about this, and let's do this. You've got all sorts of closet space up there, and shelves down there. And please, I apologize for the mess. I've got a refrigerator right here. Okay, that's a refrigerator, and mostly I just keep some drinks and my Go Fast candy. It's a product called Driving Energy. It's essentially 3 cups of coffee and a piece of chocolate right there. All right. So anyway, and then also I've got a here, is that, yeah, I've got a power inverter right here, and that's actually, I'm charging my computer right now. So anyway, the truck stop, most American truck stops have the option of a shower. They usually have, depending on the size of the truck stop, they probably got upwards of 10 to 20 showers. Let's see, Mark, we're in Boise. And then, yeah, 10-4 on that, Junior. Mark, Junior Games here, he lives in Brazil. And he's a musician, percussionist. Jake Johnson, hello. Brent, not much. We're shutting down for the evening. And Mark, we're just to give you a heads up. I think we're going to go ahead and I've been talking to folks about the weather and such, and we're going to go ahead and run up through Pendleton there. And then let's see, I think it was 84, 82, 90, 405, and yeah, he Larry's going to call me this evening, and it's the weather here is currently 34 degrees, and it's been cloudy. It's been cloudy ever since let's see, let me think about this. Since we left, just past the first rest area in Idaho, it got cloudy, and it's been cloudy, and it's like, how can I put it? It's like I drove up to the clouds. The clouds, you know what I'm saying? I mean, once I got in it, yeah, it's fog. But the thing is you're driving towards it, and it's clouds, and it's just that the clouds are on the ground at the top of the hill, you know. Yeah, 10-4 on that, Terry. I haven't tried the Red Line products, but I got to say, this candy, the thing I don't like about those energy shots is that they're 2 ounces and they're $5. Yeah, I-80. Yeah, 10-4. That right there at Pendleton, right? Is that what you're talking about? That's why I mentioned Pendleton. But Terry, yeah, the thing I like about this candy is it's $1. It's $1, and it's one piece of candy. Yeah, 10-4 there, Mark. Now, one other thing. Okay, you know the 5-hour energy shots. how can I put it? Let's see. The 5-hour energy shots are great, except they're $4 and $5. Okay, and the marketing has gotten the kids used to spending $5 on that stuff. But the gentleman that came up with that product and markets that product is a international philanthropist, and he has established a technology think tank up in Michigan, and he's working on technology to help people in third world countries, and I've watched a lot of interviews with him, and he's an incredible man. I don't know his name though, but anytime I see anything with, you know, if one of the thumbnails has got his face on it, I gotta look at it, because he how can I put it? He's got common sense in spades, and then at the same time he's got business sense and common. Yeah, yes, he's an Indian gentleman. Well, actually, he was born to Hindu parents, but I think he grew up in Massachusetts somewhere. But, you know, over the course of his life, he has spent a lot of time in India. Salman Gupti, maybe? Gupti? Yeah, he went to MIT, yeah. Terry Brown, the candy is at the cash register at your Pilot and your Flying J. I mean, it's right next to the cash register, right there on the counter. Junior, no, I don't do Facebook. And please forgive me, I tried for a while, and you end up getting family members pissed at you. You end up getting old girlfriends pissed at you. You end up staying up till 3 o'clock trying to find new girlfriends, and yeah, it got old real quick. Challenger 604, hello. Brent Fletcher. Okay, Brent, I'll tell you like I told Brendan the Jet, it's America, and the race shop is open to the public. Come visit. Normal business hours are 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Don't expect to see me there, although I am there on a regular basis, but the odds of me being there when you get there are slim, simply because I'm out running around or I ain't got there yet. Address is 409 Performance Road in Mooresville, North Carolina. Info on that, Brent. Brett, clue me in. Where you I'm trying to remember. Are you the one that's up in New Hampshire? Or Massachusetts somewhere? Virginia. Okay, Brent, is that let's see, is that anywhere near Highway 81? Challenger 604. Alright, Challenger, we're in Boise, Idaho at the moment. Yes, according to the phone here, we've got About a 7-8 hour drive still ahead of us. And of course, that phone is never accurate with a big truck. Yes, Jeffrey, we're done for the day. This is going to be my view for the next couple hours. All right, Brent. We run up Highway 81 pretty regular. Let's see. We go Highway 81 to Pocono. We go Highway 81 to let me think. Hold on. Watkins Glen. We go Highway 81 to New Hampshire. Where else? Let me think. Yeah, so that's, I'm going to say you got at least 5 or 6 opportunities of me driving by there. All right, let's see. Let me think about this now. It is on Highway 81, let me think. God damn it. Are you north of Wytheville or south of Wytheville? Or would it be east of Wytheville or west of Wytheville? Alright, 81's an odd number, so it's north-south road, so north or south of Wytheville. Alright, Brent, you're north of Wytheville, so you're north of the 77-81 split. Which, let me think, yeah. Right, okay, so how far north are you? Alright, let's see, Hazy, Virginia. Okay, I think I've seen that before, Hazy. Junior, no, we are in a town called Boise, Idaho. Junior, I am every bit of at least 3,000 miles, or at least close to 3,000 miles away from Daytona. If you get your map of America out, we are in the upper left corner of America in the Pacific Northwest right now. Alright, Brent, I forget what the question was I asked you there. North, and then I asked you, oh, what did I ask you? Brent, I'm sorry, I forgot what I asked you. Alright. Brent, you said yeah about something. I forget what I asked you. I'm sorry. I'm trying to work everybody here. Terry Brown lived in Fayetteville, but I'm pretty determined to meet you out here on the road at some point. Yeah, 10-4 on that, Terry. Yeah. I monitor channel 19 all day while I'm driving. Okay, but understand I'm not a ratchet jaw. I just listen. You know, if you call me out on the radio, though, I'll answer. Challenger, yes, and that's actually one of the reasons why I didn't resist this trip too much. This is scenery I've never seen. It was a chance for me to explore this vast country of ours. And yeah, I mean, I'm working, but I'm enjoying it. Jeffrey, yeah, the bed is pretty comfortable, especially if you've been working all day. It don't take long to go to sleep. Yeah, the 77-81 split, so you're north of that, 10-4. Mom, you're confusing everybody now. Look at what you just posted. Yeah, Brent, I'm here. You know, a 604, how can I put it? I know you're a pilot and you're busy, but I've had a chance to spend some time on the flight deck of a 141, a C-141, when I was in the service. And there's a lot of crap to look at down there. I can remember flying at night, being at least 10,000 feet above the damn clouds when there were thunderstorms, and I can remember flying over the desert and being able to see the crop, the agricultural areas that have been carved out, and I can even remember seeing a mountain that I was convinced had been a volcano because you could see the ejecta radiating from the peak. Well, maybe it was an avalanche, but anyway, and you could see the rocks that had either been spewed out of it or had fallen off the side of it in a radial pattern for like a mile and a half from that peak. And the fact that I could see that from that high up was really interesting. Brent, yeah, hey, I see you. Oh, excuse me. Okay, all right, getting behind here. All right, how long did it take to get here? Okay, so it's Friday night at 8:30 p.m. and I actually arrived here at 7:30ish. Okay, I left Charlotte. Let me get the log out here. I left Charlotte at 10 a.m. on Tuesday morning. So Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, Friday morning. So we're at 3.5 days right now. Paul Chardays. All right, Paul. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we could probably swing that somehow. Jeffrey. Jeffrey, you've asked this question before, okay? This radio is a public radio. It's just it's what's called a citizen band radio. And anybody on the planet can own one, okay? And so anybody can talk to us as long as you're on the right channel. And that's the big question. Because out of respect for my friends, I'm not going to blab what channel we use. Alright? Brent Fletcher, yes, you said hey. Junior Games, the engine brake, yeah, the Jake brakes on this thing are great. Yeah, and brakes are good. Challenger 604. Oh yeah, dude, I got the Challenger. Dude, road trips are it, man. And don't get me wrong, I love the concept of flying. I always wanted to be a pilot when I was a kid. But when you're out here in a truck, it's all right there. I mean, you know, and if you're prudent about it, you know, every once in a while you can stop and get out and end up with something in your lap, you know, and just, you know, get right up in it. Brent Fletcher, how long does it take from North Carolina to a race? All right, Brent. Okay, most races I have a co-driver, and his name is Curtis. And so when we are co-driving, this truck can roll damn near 24 hours a day, save for us stopping for fuel and stopping to eat, stopping to get coffee, and stopping to use the bathroom. Me and Curtis can drive from Mooresville, North Carolina to Fontana, California, or Sonoma in about 46 consecutive hours. So if we leave the shop at noon Charlotte time on Monday, let's say, we can be in Fontana by 10 a.m. Charlotte time on Wednesday. And don't ask me no questions about speed limits, okay? Me personally, I try to run right at the speed limit, or maybe just a hair over. But Curtis, I think Curtis has a cloak of invisibility on him, and I'll just leave it at that. Daniel Reese, hello. I apologize. I've been sitting here babbling. Brent Fletcher, how long you think it would take me to get to North Carolina? Brent, we were trying to establish exactly where on 81 you were. Let's say us truck drivers usually use mile markers as a point of reference. All right, and let me think about this. The 77-81 split is near mile marker 80 on Highway 81. Okay, and from that point, you're about 27 miles from the North Carolina Virginia line on Highway 77. And then it's another, you're about 140 miles from the shop at that 77-81 split. Now, how far are you, there you go, how far are you from that 77-81 split in Whiteville? And Brandon, I'm not seeing Brandon. Where's Brandon? Mom, are you seeing Brandon? I don't see Brandon. Oh, there's Brandon right there. Hello, Brandon. Hello. All's good. Alright, I found Brandon. No, the truck's running. It's just not here. It's just idling. 36 degrees outside. Okay, how far are you from there, Brent? Alright, my brother's back. Okay, Brandon B, hello. Oh, there's another, wait a minute. We got a Brandon Gray and a Brandon B. Oh, this is going to be confusing. Brandon B, how you doing? All right, have I answered everybody's question? All right, my brother. Oh, what's up with Annie there, Robert? What's up? I heard y'all talking yesterday or the day before that Annie wasn't doing well. Okay, Mom, I guess what you're laughing out loud. Welcome to my world. You're probably talking about that Facebook situation there, probably. It would not take me long to get. Okay, so like I said, all right, so 15-20 minutes to the split, and then another 2 hours to the shop. There you go. 2.5 hours. Oh no. Robert, she didn't slip a disc, did she? She ain't pulled a Snoopy, has she? Brandon, we're in Boise, Idaho. And shut down. We're parked. Done for the day. Brent, I'm not sure. It's a big red Cummins. That's about all I know. Seat of the pants tells me it's got about 400 horsepower, maybe 375. Oh, okay. So Robert, her back was folded up. You need to get her in a tub of hot water. Help her relax. Fill that tub up and let her swim. Unload her back. Jeffrey. Jeffrey, yeah, if we ever, yep, that would be a possibility. Oh, poor old Annie. And I'll tell you what, y'all need, as far as the MRI thing goes, Mom. Oh, okay, mineral ice. All right. Yeah, the MRIs, you need to Google Chuck Norris's wife. She went in for an MRI, and they dosed her up with something that's supposed to give better contrast in the imaging, and it screwed her up. Brent, okay, if you want to ride, let's see, the Darlington Parade, okay, and it is feasible. Here's how it goes, all right? There are a couple of ways you can ride in a NASCAR hauler during a parade event, okay? The Make-A-Wish Foundation, okay? Now here's the thing, okay? You got to be associated with the Make-A-Wish Foundation for that deal. But what they do is occasionally, generally, you know, these kids that are they have chronic illness and stuff that are associated with the Make-A-Wish will ask for a ride, and depending, yeah, and we can what am I not we but our driver association, we have a loose association, can provide that. Okay, the other way, and I actually had somebody do this, all right, was at Darlington. Okay, throwback weekend, we do a parade, and we also do. They have a fan deal at the Fayetteville Convention Center, I think is where it's at, and that's like a all-day event. And what they do is they have a silent auction for a ride in a hauler. Okay, and what it is that as we arrive at the venue, the people that work the venue ask us whether or not we would be willing to have a passenger. All right, and if we say yes, then they put the seat up for an auction, and you can buy a ride. Okay, and it doesn't necessarily have to be expensive. Okay, but you do have to understand that it's an auction. All right, and which means that say Jimmy Johnson's hauler driver says yes. All right, well, it's not just going to be you wanting a ride, it's going to be everybody else wanting a ride. Okay, now if I say yes, it's probably just going to be you wanting a ride. And the gentleman that won the auction this past time, I think he told me he won the auction for $50. Now, whether or not he had anybody else to bid against, I don't know. But anyway, and that was a story in itself, because we got to talking, and guess what he does for a living? Let's just have a little game here real quick. I had a passenger for the Darlington Throwback Hauler Parade. He won the auction. What did he tell me that his vocation was once we got him in the truck and we started rolling? What do you think? And with that, I'm going to start scrolling through here again. I've been babbling. All right, Brandon Gray. We've got a 57 Chevy and a 73 Z28. George Giles, hello. Got 10-4 on that, Brent. Like I said, the Darlington Parade would probably be your best bet. My brother. Yeah, there is, Robert. It's a 73. And actually, yeah, I'm not crawling up there tonight. It's a job. We might tell you what. We'll probably do a load check tomorrow at some point. I did a load check this morning. Everything's fine back there. Alright, Junior Games. Okay, he's listening. I can see that. Yeah, we can get a ride every once in a while. It's not a common thing, but it is possible. Oh, 10-4 on the jumping on furniture, Robert. Paul Lashardes. What about a cop? Oh, the job. Okay, we're into the job now. He was a garbage truck driver. He's a freaking garbage truck driver, and don't get me wrong, nice guy. Nice guy. And not the one that hit me. Paul Chardes, I just answered that. He was a garbage truck driver. And once I heard that, I had to get on the radio and let all my friends know, just so they could laugh at me some more. And actually, now that I think about it, if y'all go to my channel, I did a live feed that day with the gentleman in the truck. I do not remember the name of it. You'll have to kind of root around. It was the Darlington Hauler Parade, but I don't think that was the name of the feed. You'll just have to dig back there and find it. Well, thank you, Brent. Yeah, what I'm trying to do right now is, I know everybody is NASCAR fans, and most everybody's jonesing for NASCAR, and I can't give you much NASCAR, but I can give you something else, you know, and if you like it, wonderful. Jeffrey, yes, it was this year. Yes, it was this year. So if you look back at the schedule and find out what day the race was and back up about 3 days, that should be the date that the feed was done. I don't remember the schedule. I don't have it with me. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me see what I got here. Brent, no, I haven't. Found a bunch of papers here. Alright, what is this? What is this? Hold on. Oh, here you go. Alright. The date on the video would have been the 31st of August for the Darlington Hauler Parade. Turns out I do have a little bit of a schedule still here. Excuse me. Alright, Brandy wants a trivia. Okay, let's see what we can do about that. Just hold on just a second. I haven't seen the cars. Okay, Mom, Brent, Brandon. Tell you what, my mother, Mom. Okay, tell you what, I've got one for you. Just hold on a second. Junior Games, Ron, go do in the new year. Yes, I will be working next year in the race series, I think is what the question is you're asking. Andrew Reg 24, hello. All right, Robert. Okay, so the level, the water level in the 6-volt battery was low. 10-4 on that. Okay. All right, guys, I got a trivia question for you. And it's snowing. Or is it? No, it's raining. It's misting. It's 36 degrees out. And it's wet. It's just what it is it's snow that's melting. Although I can see it, it's floating around the lights. Anyway, there's a lake in the middle of Daytona Beach Speedway. What is the name of that lake? And Mom, you're disqualified, and Robbie, you're disqualified. What is the name of the lake, and why is it named as such? Alright, Daniel got it instantaneously. Now, why do we call it that? Okay, and everybody else, if you knew Lake Lloyd, that's fine. You can still play the game. Why? Lake Polichardes, that's a good one. Okay, so now, why do we call it Lake Lloyd? Why? How did it get that name? Mom, I said you're disqualified. And who is Sax Lloyd? You're probably getting ready to disqualify yourself again. Okay, all right. Everybody's stumped, I guess. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and spill the beans. All right. All right, Brandon Gray, Tiger Tom Stone used to drive with a scuba gear. Exactly. Yes, yes, and I've had a chance to meet Tiger Tom. He's a great guy. Junior, I am. Oh God, what year is it? I am 54. How old are you? Anybody got a guess on why it's called Lake Lloyd? Let's just a couple of guesses real quick, and then we'll go ahead and spill the beans here. Why would we call that lake Lake Lloyd? Give you one more minute. Not seeing any guesses yet or answers. Coming up on 45 seconds. Alright. Brandon Gray says it was named after J. Saxton Lloyd. This stone could have walked through, sure, before. Yeah, probably, but if he'd gotten in there upside down, Mom, he would have needed that scuba gear. All right, J. Saxton Lloyd was in fact a car dealer in Daytona Beach, Florida. And when the opportunity to build the speedway come up, Bill France didn't have enough money to build the speedway. And J. Saxton Lloyd loaned Bill France the money to build the speedway. And so they named the lake after him. Yep. Alright. Paul Achardes. Let's change the subject. And Paul, you just opened a can of worms there. Watch out. My next question about Lake Lloyd is, why is it there? Why would you bother digging a lake in the middle of a racetrack? Alright, what about Grandpa, Mom? Alright, and here's the answer, okay? Most of the state of Florida, over the course of history, has spent a lot of time underwater. And the entire state has a layer of what is called marl under the surface of the dirt, okay? And they use marl as aggregate in asphalt, and they use marl as construction material for earthworks, okay? And okay, Paul Achardes, let me finish and we'll elaborate on that. Anyway, so anyway, you can just dig a hole in Florida and you're going to find marl. Alright? And they needed material to build the turns for the speedway. And so what they did was they dug it out of the area that is now Lake Lloyd. Okay? They simply dug a hole, and what they dug out of that lake, they used to build the turns. And that's why Lake Lloyd is there today. Alright, now Paul, who was the person who came up with the specs on the NASCAR hauler and why? Okay, and my answer to that is that no one person has specified anything about a hauler. Okay, the NASCAR hauler has essentially evolved from the need to have one. Okay, back in the early days, before there was such a thing, everybody did what is called flat tow their race car, which means that the race car sat on the ground and it had a tow bar on it, and you dragged it with your pickup truck or you dragged it with your station wagon or whatever, and you simply, the race car was on the ground rolling on its own wheels to the racetrack. And as the race cars evolved, the need was there to start using to actually get the car off the ground. And so they started using, trailers, like you get at U-Haul, for dragging your car around. And then eventually, I think it was Carl Kiekeifer, who was considered one of the premier early team owners. He had the Mercury Marine sponsorship, and he had Chrysler factory backing, and he was the first one to actually show up with the race car in a truck. And from that point on, it's just evolved. And I mean, I can tell you from experience, the first trailer that I ever hauled in this career was in fact originally owned by Hal Needham and Burt Reynolds. Okay, and that trailer was used for the Skull Bandit sponsorship with Harry Gant driving, and that trailer was in fact nothing more than a Dorsey moving van. Okay, and it had modifications. It had equipment in it to make it better suited. Okay, it was a moving van, like if you called up Allied Moving today and wanted to move your house across the country, your household goods, that was the kind of trailer it was. But it had they installed a Thermo King refrigeration unit on the front and used that for air conditioning. And it didn't have the lounge, and it didn't have all of the cabinets that we have today. And anyway, yeah, it's just an evolutionary process. Let's see. All right, Brent Fletcher. Yes, sir, I was reading that. Okay, and Brent, yeah, that's verbatim about that is a description of the lake, but it didn't answer why it's there. Okay. Brandon Gray. Yeah, 10-4 on Curtis. Yeah, they didn't want to pay for Curtis. And Mom. Yeah, Mom, that's what I was saying. They used it to build the banking and the turns. Yeah, Brent, that describes the lake, but it didn't. Yeah, okay, so we're at the bottom. Here we go. Paul Chardes. Is the axle spread where it is for height to weight ratio? Wow, that's a really technical question there, Paul. Actually, okay, the spread axle. Okay, what the spread axle does. Okay, how can we put this? Okay, all right. Well, let's look at these trucks right in front of us here. Okay, all right. You can see the two there to the right. Here, that one right there. Look, we're going to use this one as an example. Okay, you'll notice that right now those wheels are very far forward. Okay, and that's because that entire suspension under that trailer slides. Okay, you notice that they've got the curtain on the side here. Okay, and if it were me and I was designing something, if those wheels were fixed, I'd go ahead and put a curtain back here, wouldn't I? Okay, well, the reason there's no curtain there is because those wheels can slide back and forth. Okay, now why would you want those wheels to slide back and forth? Okay, and understand they're not designed to slide going down the road. Okay, you're not going to slide these going down the road. But, okay, we have to look at the entire thing as a unit. Alright? The maximum weight of that unit from bumper to bumper is 80,000 pounds. Okay? Now, there are also specifications on how much weight can be on that axle, the two axles up here, and the steering axle. Okay, there's specs. Okay, now let's say that the center of gravity, say that all of the load in this truck let's just say, let's assume the center of gravity is right in the middle. Okay? So, anyway, what happens is if let's say this front axle right here is heavy, and we've got the wheels at the back right now. Okay? Well, what you can do is move those wheels forward like this guy has. All right? And now there's a fulcrum there, and all the weight behind the wheels will actually help reduce the weight up here. Okay? And so by sliding those wheels, you can actually adjust your axle weights. Okay, that being said and understood, what a spread axle does, number one, is it spreads the load. Okay? Yeah, for lack of a better description, it spreads it spreads the load. It evens out the load on the axles. Okay? Now, we also, on a spread axle, can load and unload the axles. And we only want to do that when we're in a situation like this. We're parking. All right, going down the road, you want both axles loaded. But say we're in the garage and we're trying to park, okay, and we have to make a tight turn. All right, okay, what am I trying to say? The wheelbase, okay, to get technical, all right, the wheelbase on a car is from the center of the front wheel to the center of the back wheel, right? Okay, but when you've got double axles like that, the wheelbase is considered the middle between the two axles. For all your math calculations. If you can load and unload the spread axle, you can essentially take one axle out of the equation, and you've got 10 feet between the two axles. So if you unload the front axle, you essentially make the wheelbase longer. If you unload the back axle, you essentially make the wheelbase shorter. And these different wheelbases make the trailer react differently, and it handles different. And so if you want to make a tighter turn, you unload the back axle, and that puts all the weight on the front axle. It shortens your wheelbase. It makes the trailer act like a shorter trailer. And that's one of the advantages of it. The other advantage is, with them being so far apart, when you hit a bump, it doesn't affect the load as much. Okay, these that are close together, it's like they're so close together that when you hit a bump, it's one big bump. Boom, boom. All right, but with a spread axle, when you hit a bump, it goes boom, boom, and it rides better. Okay, and I'm babbling here again. Okay, I hope I answered your question there, Paul. The height to weight ratio, it's not so much the height to weight ratio. There's, like I said, there's a couple of things. It's ride quality, the ability to spread the load, and then the ability to change the way the trailer reacts when you're parking. Okay. Okay, and then Jeffrey, what you're talking about are ratchet straps. We use ratchet straps to hold the cars in. And then there's several other things that we use to hold all of the toolboxes and stuff in. Brandon. Okay, Brandon, if you found a photograph of that, it's very possible at one point. Okay, but I know for a fact that the hauler I dragged was that hauler, and they may have, that photograph may have been taken before we got it. Jeffrey. Hey, Brandon, where did you find that picture exactly? Is there like a link or something? Because I've only got one picture of that myself, in the Skull Bandit colors. My brother. Okay, you're back. Brent, how much can you get on a NASCAR hauler? Alright, Brent, we carry 2 race cars. We carry a spare engine. We carry a transmission. We carry 2 or 3 spare rear gears. We carry up to 100 different springs. We carry spare parts for everything you can think of. We carry raw material to build new parts. We carry body work materials to do repairs. We carry extra wraps. We carry everybody's fire suits. We carry a fair amount of the pit equipment. There's a lot of crap in one of these haulers. Brandon Gray, do you think Curtis watches your channel in the off season? I doubt it. Mom. Yeah, maybe. ISC owns a lot of speedways, including Daytona and Talladega, and is located right across the street from Speedway. Jim France is the charge man and the real power guy. I'll answer to him. ISC owns Indy, I think, as well. Junior Games, do you help unload the truck? Absolutely, sir. I help load. My primary responsibility is the bottom. Okay. The crew takes care of the cars, which are in the top. Brent Fletcher, what's up? All right, and there we are at the bottom again. Brent, I was just pretty much telling you what all we can get on it. You can get a lot of shit on there. Now, as far as weight goes, I do not know. Junior Games. Yeah, Tim 4, you're welcome. Yep. Okay, and everybody, I just want to let you know this. Junior Games here. I don't know if you were here when he first showed up, but he's in Brazil. He lives in Brazil, and he is a percussionist, musician. Oh, and I finished my Gatorade. I'm gonna have to go buy some more water, probably. All right, and it's well past 9 o'clock. Tell you what, guys, I still gotta step in. I'm gonna probably get a shower and find something to eat. Let's see, Brandon, the Skull trailer looks like it's pretty old. It may be before your time when you drove the Skull trailer. It looks like the 80s. Yeah, that's possible. Now, Brandon, I can tell you for a fact that the gentleman that I worked for at that time sold that trailer to somebody in Pennsylvania, and he was an ARCA guy, and I delivered that trailer up into Pennsylvania, and that was a pretty cool trip because I got it off of Highway 81, and it was like I drove into 1776 where this place was at. And let's see, Jeffrey, toter home, yes I do. Essentially that is a long tractor that has a camper for a sleeper, and then you use a shorter trailer. Yeah. Junior Games, Melhor Canal, do YouTube. I'm not sure I'm understanding that, Junior. Melhor Canal, do. Melhor Canal. Biscuits and gravy, yeah, probably it might be involved, yes. And actually, oh, Tim 4, thank you. Thank you, Junior. Alright, Brandon, I did not drive it as the Skoll hauler, okay? We purchased it from, I think Andy Petrie owned it. Now, don't hold me to that. And this would have been, what, like 2000, 2001. I was working in the ARCA series at that point. My driver was Danny Pardis, and the name of the team was Jim and Judy Motorsports, and Jim Gardner was the owner, and Jim bought that trailer, and that's the trailer we used. Jeremy Clements has a toter home. Actually, Jeffrey, I believe it's possible they don't. Simply because that is more of a recreational vehicle than a commercial vehicle. Even though it's based on a damn commercial chassis. So Brandon, if you're looking for pictures of me next to the Skoll Bandit truck, you're not going to find them. Is where I guess where I'm going. Alright guys, I think I'm going to call it a night. Let's see, yes ma'am, I generally try to do that. Yeah, I got most of them. Well, I ain't got the shower or the toilet, you know, so, and I don't need much. So anyway guys, we're gonna call it an evening. Alright, Robert's gonna have him a banana split on a stick, looks like. Alright, 10-4 Junior, go ahead, I'll try. Paul Chardes, good night. Brandon Gray, Yeah, Brandon, we'll do one tomorrow. It's gonna be pretty early when I start rolling. I may wait till I get down to the road to start it though. All right, Junior. Let's see what you can come up with there. And I'm not the greatest at Portuguese. Yeah, thanks for your confidence there, Robert. Or should I say Harold? Dad. Yep, there it is.
Mama said don't go near that river. Don't be hanging around old Catfish John. Come the morning, I'll always be there, walking in his footsteps in that sweet building.
Alright, 10-4, Junior. We can do it tomorrow. For what it matters, let's see, before we go, I'll probably be, like I said, we'll try and do a feed, but I will probably, let's see, I will be done driving tomorrow, which is Saturday. I am intent on taking all day Sunday off and maybe exploring Seattle, so we might do some live feeds about that, all right? And with that, we're gonna go. All right, who just brought up Jeremy Mayfield? Who said Blue Oyster Cult? All right, guys, we'll talk to you later, all right?